Today's video, pocket knives. Look at this one. This is pretty bizarre. You might have never seen a pocket knife that actually looked like that. You're more used to something that would look more like this, double blade opened up, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. And the reason that I wanted to talk about that was because I use a pocket knife every day, but I usually don't use it as much in the woods because we usually have other tools with us. We have axes with us and we have belt knives, and our belt knives are so convenient and easy to just pull out of the sheath. They're right there. You don't have to dig in your pocket and you're good to go with it. So where does a pocket knife fit in when it comes to bushcraft? So I think that the most simplistic answer to that is it's really just not a primary tool that we are going to generally use all that much. But let me explain what I mean by that. So, and this goes back in history from the little bit I know about pocket knives. So let's jump all the way back to the frontier, long hunter era. Men would generally carry their axe, hatchet, tomahawk along with them, and that did primarily all of the work that they would do as far as cutting tools. And then the belt knife that they would carry, okay, that was generally only used when they were butchering game. So that was reserved for just that, and then this did all the other work. Now, this really weird pocket knife that I've been showing, this is a replica from the long hunter era of what a pocket knife would look like for the men that had them, but it was very rare that they would have these things. These pocket knives, okay, were generally made from saw blades. It was scrap material, it was left over, and then, yes, they close. They have no locking device or anything on them, and then just a very simplistic wooden handle with a pin in them. The reason a lot of men didn't carry these things is because if you had to spend money on a tool, it probably wasn't going to be this, just because it wasn't as robust and it wasn't going to do as much. And if you had these other tools already to begin with, why do you really need this? So it just wasn't too popular. When a pocket knife started to regain a lot of popularity, from my little bit of research, is back in the classic camping area. So we're thinking of Kephart and Nesmith. When they started to go back out, they still utilized the principles of the belt knife is going to be for game and for meal prep and stuff like that. Axes became more for firewood prep, and pocket knives became their utility style blades. So they started to reintegrate pocket knives. Plus there was also, I'm assuming at that time, we're thinking late 1800s, early 1900s, we're thinking about a lot of advances in technology as far as metalwork and being able to put these things together and make them a little bit more user friendly, a little bit stronger. So for us today, where does this come into play? Because we generally have all of this, plus a saw, plus we all have a pocket knife. So where do we bring a pocket knife into play? Well, I think, in my opinion, it's really an accessory type item. It's one of those things you really don't need every time you go out. If you have an axe and a belt knife, it covers almost all of your bases. So this is just a good addition. It's a good backup. You have something else to cut with. Now, with that said, there's a lot of different, if I show you just a few different knives, you're going to notice that most of these knives have two blades on them. Let's get one more up here. So all of my most used pocket knives here, okay, they all have two blades on them, and that's like where the specialty of the pocket knife starts to shine. So why two blades to start with? Now we all know, of course, before we go forward, we know stuff like Swiss Army knives, 7,000 blades, but we're going to just say the very simplistic pocket knife, 2 to 3 blades. What are we looking at here? So what's nice about knives like this is you have your primary blade, and that is going to be your overall utility blade. That's where you're cutting boxes at the shop, and then you're coming out in the woods and you're cutting packaging off stuff, or you're just hammering away at something, and you really don't have to care all that much about the blade. And then you're going to have your secondary specialty blade. So a secondary specialty blade might be something like this, where if you notice the top of this blade here, okay, is cut in and the blade is a little bit more even going up, and then it tapers in. Very nice for skinning small game. So if you're a hunter or you go out and you trap, maybe finding a pocket knife with a secondary blade on that is specific for just all your skinning needs might be a really, really good option. And then it's going to let you complete your tasks a little bit better. Now in this case, this was my grandfather's knife. It's the one that I carry the most in the woods. The primary blade itself, I use that for, just like I said, utility. So whatever I got to cut, I really, not that I don't care about it, but I just do what I got to do with it. And then The secondary blade here, I have extremely sharp. I put that on Japanese water stones, and what I do with that thing is I only use it when I need very fine, precise carvings on different items that we're making out here. So as you're going to notice, there's really no rules here, but I think that that is a good option when it comes to pocket knives and a good way to make decisions when you're going to buy your next pocket knife, because let's face it, we all have these things, but we all might not use them as much as we probably could be using them. So start carrying a pocket knife again. It's a great addition. It doesn't take up much room, and if it has a specialty blade on it and it fits your needs, it's going to be great for everything you need to do. Alright, so that's Dan's little rundown about blades today. I've been on this tool kick, so that's why you're getting all the cool tool videos. So yeah, if you like this, hit the like below, hit subscribe below, and then also check out the description, because I put down links to the pocket knives that we sell down in the description. And yeah, all that good stuff. So check us out, Coalcracker, Bushcraft.com, and until next video, stay in the woods.